have shown that Africa loses annually about $50 billion through illicit financial flows. And that tells you Africa leaks. And how much we are losing is how much other countries are getting, isn't it? And that is how much Africa is financing the rest of the world through illicit financial flows. So the point is that if we could close all these leakages, we'll be able to scale up our revenue envelope without burdening the faithful few, without impoverishing a lot more of our people through heavy consumption taxes. So we've talked about the legal rights, we've talked about the minimum wage, we've talked about tax collection, and when it comes to tax productivity, personal income tax productivity, VAT productivity, and all of that, they are very, very important. If I pick Ghana, for instance, we are told that there are about 6 million Ghanaians who are in tax-paying position. The statistics suggest that just about 1.5 million people actually pay their taxes. And that is not. And so because of that challenge, we have found a very lazy way of collecting more money through consumption tax. So once you go and buy, then you can't avoid those ones. So that's what we have been doing. And that is not pro-poor enough, given the population dynamics. So the point is that this is within control, it's preventable, something can be done about it. That is the point Oxfam is making, that governments have a role to play. How do we assess that? And that is how come they came with those pillars called the Commitment to Reducing Inequality score. So when you look at overall performance, the higher the better. So you'll find Cape Verde there, you'll find Mauritania, you'll find Senegal, and then our country, Ghana. Is that not interesting? So you have the ranking for West Africa and then Africa broadly, how we are performing along those lines in terms of our commitment, our government's commitment towards reducing inequality. So this is the overall score, but then we are going to open it up and see how different governments are performing along the different pillars that we have talked about in the video as well, and as the country director talked about. So look at this commitment to individual governments in West Africa to reducing inequality. So green, much better, followed by yellow, and then the next one is what? Is it pink? Depending on the secondary school you attended. Right? Is it orange or? Okay, so yeah, so you look at it from where you had your secondary education. So it's very important. And then the last one, okay? So where is Ghana? We are orange, isn't it? Yeah, maybe the reason we just left the African Cup. It's sponsored by the orange, right? Okay. So, but you see, is there any country in the green zone? Do you get it? So it means that even though some countries in West Africa are doing better than others, collectively there is a lot that we have to we have to do as a continent or as a regional bloc, which is very, very important. Okay, so at least we find Mauritania here, right? Okay, so you remember we talked about Nigeria, right? Being a record holder. So you see their commitment to reducing inequality is almost at the bottom, isn't it? Perhaps the country with the highest number should be showing more effort. Don't you think so? Yeah, but here they are. Of course, you see Niger also, they are not neighbors for nothing. Okay. You can see Ghana here, and then you see Togo here. Then, so just look at Benin. They could learn from these people, right? Yeah, but they seem to be learning more from this side. Yeah, but please, overall, it's not good. Overall, it's not good.